Hey guys, welcome back to Clashing with Corey. Today I'm over in my home clan, the Royal Redcoats, and the guys over here are 10 all 10s. The few that we have really only had maybe a few hours with the new battering ram, and so they're just throwing up friendly challenges and practicing, trying to get it down because we were in the middle of an active war. And they figured it out pretty darn quick, and I wanted to show you some interesting attacks that they had, some interesting ideas that they had. Using these battering rams with, kind of a little bit different army comps. Now let's look at this one. He's going in against, what is it, like a 10.5. Guy's got an extra X-bow. He's got his Grand Warden. Other than that, it's basically Town Hall 10 defenses, but definitely a little stronger. He's got his Inferno set to multi. Obviously not the best decision, but it probably wouldn't have mattered because Messy Neo here, Dan, had 3 freezes with him. They only take 1 spell space now, and I'm going to show you how that pretty much nullifies the single target infernos on some of the later raids. So right here he brings in his queen up top. He's trying to carve out a side of the funnel inside this base so that his troops all go the same direction, don't split up. So he's going to put a rage down, keep his queen alive. He did lure out the CC and kill it with his queen. Now he's got his ram coming in with 2 Pekkas, 5 giants, and a bunch of bowlers behind. I think he elected to bring giants just to help target the multiple rays of those multi-target infernos. Because even if you have a few tanks out in front, some of those little tendrils there will still get back and waste your bowlers. So bowlers are a little bit late to the party, but everything's working in. That ram pushed all the way into the core, and out pops Max Pekka out of that thing. And you gotta remember, the max level Pekkas are now level 8, I believe. So he carved out a side of the base up top, and then he sent in all his troops behind the battering ram, and they're just working their way around the base. Some of them push right into the core, right up with that battering ram, and a lot of them working around the edge of the base as well. You're going to see he's got a ton of tanks left up at the end of this raid. Unfortunately, his queen gets out in front. It's always nice when she hangs back behind some tanks and stays alive the whole raid. But he's going to have enough Pekkas and his king's still up with an ability. It's not going to matter at all. Now, Pekkas are slow, so I'm going to 2 times this, get through the end of it. We're going to count how many he's got left at the end of this raid. Still got 3 Pekkas and a Max King right now. So one of those Pekkas finally went down. Still got 2 Pekkas and his king left up. Nothing else left up in this base that can touch those. So a really creative attack. Remember, Pekkas got buffed several updates in a row. They were trying to bring him back into the game, so they gave him big increases in damage and health points. I mean, they're freaking monsters if you look at their stats. But, when everything switched over to single target infernos in the big Inferno nerf update, it didn't really matter how beastly they were, because you didn't want to use them with single target infernos. Now, with the freeze only being 1 spell camp space, you can bring multiple freezes and you can really nullify these single target infernos. Remember, they do a lot of damage, but it takes 5 seconds for them to ramp up to their full damage. In the middle of an attack, that's a long time. If you sit there and think about counting to 5, with Mississippi's in between, that is a really long time in the middle of an attack. And when you set a freeze down after it's already been locked onto a target for, say, 3 or 4 seconds, the freeze lasts 4 seconds, and then after that freeze, it has to ramp up that damage all over again. So you're looking at a reprieve of, probably 14 to 15 seconds before that's going to kill one of your large tanks. And when you have, bowlers down behind those tanks and you've got rages down, that Inferno Tower's not going to last 15 seconds. So you're going to see how he uses Pekkas on this base. Against those single targets, and really, I believe all his Pekkas stay up through the end of the raid. Got his queen on one side cutting in the funnel, baby dragon on the other. I don't recommend doing queen walks with only 3 healers. He's got 6 total in this raid. I would have put 4 on my queen and 2 on the Pekkas. The Pekkas are a lot tankier, so they can get by with less healers. You really don't want your queen to go down in the beginning of a raid. So he's got a freeze poison combination going down on the enemy CC. Remember, you want to do the poison first. That freeze only lasts 4 seconds. So if you do the poison first, they're going to stay in that poison the whole 4 seconds. Look how he's using those freeze. See how many Pekkas he's got left. Because he used a freeze on this front side Inferno, and he used a freeze on the back side Inferno to disrupt the amount of damage that was being done. Now I believe he had 2 Pekkas coming into this raid, and another Pekka inside of his battering ram. And we've still got 3 left, even though there's 2 single target Infernos in this base. Once again, it's going to be a common theme in this video is he's got a bunch of tanks left at the end of this raid. He's still got both his heroes, 3 Pekkas left up, and this base is crushed. There. Speed it up. Queen reaches over, locks up the 3. Once again, basically the same composition going on right here. This time we're going to pay special attention to how he uses those freezes on those Inferno towers. Gonna bring the queen down. Already got an archer on the left and the right, taking care of some of those corner huts. Now queen should start working her way over this way. Got a rage down to keep her up. Alright, now Pekkas are coming down. Healers are going down right on the Pekkas. Remember, the healers won't work on a battering ram. CC troops come out. Rage comes down. A freeze poison combination to keep him in place for a while. Get that poison start working. Now his freeze on the backside's a little late. His king does die and it didn't need to, but still, by using that freeze, the first one on the CC and on the Inferno there, and then the back one on the Inferno, look at this. He's got 3 Pekkas left up again. Got a queen behind, got bowlers running around the base. So this time the king went down. It was a little late on that backside freeze, but it's tough to get all those spells down at the same time when everything's going crazy in the core of a base. Look at the Pekkas chewing through those walls. Doesn't take long. I'm going to make another prediction about this update. I think ring bases are finally dead all the way. There's no way you're going to defend 2 stars with the siege ram just busting straight through to the core. I think ring bases are definitely dead. Plus, the ram makes it so easy just to cut a straight path to the core and get all your troops going around that side. You know, it also funnels that side perfectly. And you know, that's half the battle when you're up against ring bases, is cutting off that ring so that all your troops stick together. You know, if you just throw your troops in a ring base and they all fan out in all directions, they're all going to die in different directions. But when you use that siege machine to cut a path straight to the core and send your troops in on the other side to work their way around the circle, you're going to be tripling those bases, no problem. I think after, 10, 20 wars of seeing their ring bases get 3-starred, no problem, they're going to finally start changing them. So I hope that gave you some new ideas on, maybe not necessarily using that same attack. I know I don't use that attack much anymore. But, multiple freezes to completely nullify Inferno towers, great idea. Are Pekka's worth another look, especially with the new lower space freeze spell? Yeah, I think they are. Remember, they got buffed a lot of times in a row, and so they're absolute beasts. I think we can definitely find a place here or there to add a Pekka into attack. And that's all I got for you today, guys. Please hit the subscribe button. I'll try and bring you some more attacks.